Next topic is agenda. That is another requisite of the valid meeting. It means things to be done. Things to be done. What are the things that you have planned? Setting out of that, making that things in a chronological order or in a sequence is nothing but agenda. So generally, agenda will come in the meeting only. In the format of the meeting only we use this word agenda. What is your agenda in the meeting? So what do you want to speak about, what do you want to discuss about, what do you want to transact? That is nothing but agenda. Okay, so here agenda is nothing but timetable or program which sets out the items to be taken up at the meeting in chronological order, which means following some sequence one after the other. Companies prepare and send notice including agenda of the meeting. So previously we discussed about the notice, right? So notice, according to the notice, along with this agenda of the meeting has to be included. So companies prepare. Who prepare? Companies prepare the notice and they only includes the agenda. So in this meeting, in the notice they will mention, right, date, time, venue. So in addition to that, agenda should also including agenda of the meeting. Next is the CS. Who is CS here? CS is nothing but the company secretary. Okay, CS is company secretary. The CS also prepares a detailed agenda. So here sometimes CS prepares the detailed agenda, otherwise the chairman of the meeting only prepare the agenda. So CS prepares if he wants any detailed agenda regarding any secretarial matters or secretarial standards. So not everyone is aware or well versed with all the secretarial standards. Only the professionals like company secretaries or the auditor will know about all these things, right? So they will guide and they will prepare on behalf of the chairman of the meeting. Next is an agenda states the business to be transacted at a meeting. So what is the purpose of the agenda? What it is showing? It is stating or it is specifying the businesses to be transacted at a meeting. I already told you previously, businesses to be transacted means what they are going to deal, what they are going to discuss in the meeting. That is called business transacted. So according to the agenda of the meeting, it is decided what they are going to discuss. The agenda speaks about what they are doing in the meeting. Next is the explanatory statement setting out some specific material facts is also annexed with the agenda. So some specific material facts like what they have done previously. Suppose they are going to discuss about the share capital. Suppose they are going to discuss to increase or to decrease any alteration in the share capital. What they have to show? They have to show some previous material facts. Previously the share capital is this and now they want to change. So previous data they have to mention. That is nothing but specification of the material facts. Facts means if they are already done, so based on that only they are going to discuss for the future. Okay, they are discussing some facts. So agenda is nothing but the explanatory statement which shows the material facts. Sometimes material facts are also annexed, means attached with the agenda. So this is the clear explanation of the agenda, a small and clear. So it is a timetable or program which sets off the items. So whatever you want to discuss, you have to prepare the agenda for the meeting, and based on the agenda one by one the discussion will going on. The business to be transacted will be going on in the meeting. Okay, next is quorum. Quorum is an very important topic in this chapter. See, understand carefully. Quorum means the minimum number of members whose presence is necessary or at a meeting for transacting its business. Now listen here students. Generally, why the meeting has to be conducted? Meeting they are conducting to transact about the business. And based on what they are going to transact about their business? Based on the agenda, right? Based on the agenda they are discussing one by one. Now why the quorum is needed? Quorum gives a clear meaning that the minimum number of members whose presence is necessary. So they are discussing, they are having the agenda. Now what about the members? If the members are not present, how the meeting can be conducted? So members' presence is very important. So that comes the another important requisite for the valid meeting. So quorum should be there. How many number of members are present in the meeting is very important. Quorum means the minimum number should be there, otherwise they cannot conduct the meeting. Suppose the minimum number of the meeting is 5 members and only 4 members are present. Now can they conduct the meeting? Can they go on with the meeting? No. The answer is no, because the quorum is missing, because the minimum number of the members whose presence is necessary is missing, which means the quorum is missing. Quorum is nothing but the presence of the number of members, that is a minimum number of members at a meeting. Okay, so see the second one here, second line. In the absence of quorum, the proceedings of the meeting are invalid. See, they can conduct the meeting without the quorum, but without the minimum number of members, but the proceedings of the meeting will become invalid. What about the proceedings? The proceedings will become invalid. Okay. So here, what do you mean by this proceedings? I underline this word, right? Underline and take the meaning of the proceedings. Proceedings is nothing but what is going on. Like you can say procedure. Procedure means a set of activities, that is series of activities, right? So whatever going on in the meeting is nothing but proceedings of the meeting. Okay, minutes of the meeting. So I think you have understand the meaning of the quorum. Let's get into the important and main provisions regarding the quorum in the Companies Act. First is the minimum number of members for quorum. What are the minimum number of members for quorum is decided according to the Act. If AOA, that is Articles of Association, not providing the larger number, suppose articles are not providing the minimum number or larger number for the quorum, then according to the Act, in case of a public company, 5 members personally present. Underline the word personally. I'll tell you what do you mean by personally and what do you mean by only presence. Okay, 5 members personally present, that is number of members not more than 1000. If the number of members are 1000, 5 members can form a quorum, that is 5 members are the minimum. Next, 15 members are personally present. 15 members should form a quorum if the number of members are more than 1000 but up to 5000 only. Next is 30 members should present personally. 30 members should form a quorum. That is a minimum requirement for the members for quorum if the number of members are more than 5000. So this is the information given according to the formation of quorum if it is public company according to the Act. Only if articles are not mentioned. If in the articles of the association, if the company mention about these according to the number of members and according to the quorum presence members, then no need of taking this information. Next is in case of private company. First is in case of public and the next is in case of private company. In case of private company, 2 members present is personally required. So only 2 members presence is personally required. They didn't mention number of members because private company we are having some minimum number of members and maximum number of members. Okay. So next is note. Take down the important note here. Minimum number of members are required to form quorum may be increased by the articles of a company but cannot be reduced. So I already told you articles. If articles specified for the number of members for the quorum, they cannot go with these provisions. Okay. Now what if in the articles the number of members are mentioned and they want to decrease it? Now can they do that? No. The number of members can be increased for the quorum to form quorum but cannot be reduced. According to the articles. That is an important note under this provision. Now coming to the next one. Second important provision for quorum. Personal presence of members. I told you, right, what do you mean by personally present? Personally is nothing but without proxy. Now without proxy means, what is the meaning of proxy? We'll get into that. Let's wait. So members must present personally, not by proxy. Proxy should not be there. A person acting on behalf of a person should not be there. Okay. So here uh, for a class, a particular member should be there to represent the class ideas, class problems, issues, advantages, anything. Any one member can be represented on behalf of the class members. So saying that for members or the shareholders of the company, they can appoint a proxy. A proxy should be there to act on behalf of the members if the members are not present, if the members are absent. So in the absence of a member, other person or the outsider can come into picture and act on behalf of that person. That person can be called as proxy. And proxy is having a particular obligation, that is he can be present only to vote on behalf of the member of the company, only to vote, not to perform any other activity, not to sign, okay, not to take advantages of anything, not to having shares, not to hold shares, anything, nothing they can do, but they can vote on behalf of the member. That is the meaning of proxy. Okay, so personal presence of members means members must present personally, not by proxy. So members should present for the quorum, they have to present personally, not by the proxy. They cannot send other person on behalf of them. Next is joint holders will be regarded as one shareholder. Okay, suppose A and B are both the joint holders of the shares of 2000. So for both them they can be regarded as one shareholder only. They can be regarded as one member for quorum. They cannot say we are two joint holders, we are jointly holding the shares of 2000 and we can vote as two members. No, one only. Next is exception to the provision 2. So for this provision we are having a exception, that is where a company is a member of another company, where the president or governor hold the shares in a company, where the body corporate is a creditor or debenture holder. DH means debenture holder. Only in case of meetings of creditors and debenture holders. So these are the three exceptions for the provision given according to the act, that is personal presence of the members. Okay, so what is second provision is saying? Personally the person should come and they have to form quorum. What if the company is a member of another company? They can be a proxy, they cannot be the personal presence. Next is, what if the president or governor is holding the shares in the company? Can they come? No, they cannot come, right? So that's why they can have a proxy. Second exception to this rule. And the third is where the body corporate is a creditor or debenture holder. If he's a creditor or the debenture holder, suppose in the case of meetings of creditors and debenture holder, they can also have the proxy. So that is the exception to the provision. Next is the third important provision, time of presence of quorum. When is the time for the presence of the quorum? Yes, in the quorum they have to present personally. Now when they have to present? When? What is the time? When means when a general meeting of a company. When there is a general meeting, at that time they have to present. Now the general meeting is on 2nd April. So on that particular date they have to present. They cannot present on 1st, they cannot present on 3rd, they have to present on the 2nd only, on the general meeting. That is when a GM of a company, when there is a general meeting, they have to present on that. Next is adjournment of meeting if quorum is not present. Now what is the meaning of adjournment? Generally you are aware of these terms, I guess. The meeting is adjourned, or you can say the court is adjourned. Especially in some movies you have heard about this. Meeting is adjourned. Adjourned is nothing but some temporary suspension, or you can say break off. Let's have at that time they will have some break, and after some time period they are going to continue. That is nothing but adjournment. Adjourn or adjournment. So adjournment of meeting if quorum is not present. There is a chance to adjourn the meeting, to take a break off for the meeting, to take the temporary suspension of the meeting and continue afterwards. If the quorum is not present, if they are not present, there is a chance is given. So coming to the details of this provision, quorum is not present within half an hour from the time appointed for holding a meeting, then the meeting shall adjourn at the same day in the next week at the same time and place. Okay, now listen students. Here we are saying that quorum presence should be there. Personal presence of the member should be there to conduct a meeting. Okay, so what if the quorum is not going to present within the half an hour of meeting? In the notice they mentioned the meeting is there at 10 o'clock. It's 10:15, they are not coming. It's 10:30, still they are not having, still they are not giving their presence. So the time appointed for the holding of the meeting, okay, the time given in the notice, they are not present at that time. Within the half an hour they are not there. So what they can do? Can they wait for whole day? Can they wait for until they come? No, they can't. So in that half an hour only they have to take the decision. Only half an hour time will be given for the quorum to present. If it is 10, they should present at least on or before 10:30. If 10:30 is there, then the situation is here. The meeting shall adjourn to the same day in the next week of the same time and the place. Okay, so the meeting will take a break off on that time at 10:30 because they are not present. So 10:30 they'll have a break off, and when the meeting will be continued, now here they are suspending, and when they are going to continue, according to the act, they are going to conduct on the same day in the next week at the same time and place. So place is, that is office of that company, same place will not be changed. Next week same time at 10 o'clock only they have to meet, and same day of the next week. Suppose they are conducting on the Tuesday, so next week Tuesday they have to conduct. So like this, that is a provision. So under that, in case of board exercise its power, suppose board is having some power, board is utilizing the power, exercising its power, the board may determine such other date and other time and place. What if the same day and the next week same time given in the act is not suitable for the company? They don't want to follow the act or provision given according to the act rule. What they are going to do? The board is having the exercise, the board is having the power to exercise. What is that power? They can determine, which means they can specify such other date and such other time and place for the meeting. Not next week same day same time, they cannot do that. Okay, generally this is the thing they have to follow if the quorum is not present within the half an hour. What if board want to take some other decision, like they don't want to conduct in the same day of the next week? What they can do? They can determine a date. Suppose today they are not going to conduct, okay, so today the quorum is not present. So what the board can do? Either they can conduct in the next week, and what is the other option? They can conduct such other day. So today it is cancel or adjourn, right? So I'm going to give, okay, 15th of this month or 25th of this month. The board is deciding that day. That is a choice of the board. The last provision is quorum at the adjourned meeting. Adjourned meeting means suspended meeting. Okay, at that time they are adjourned and now they are continuing that meeting. That is called adjourned meeting. So quorum is not present at the adjourned meeting also. Whoa! Quorum is not presented at the meeting, that's why the meeting is adjourned, and quorum is not presenting again in the adjourned meeting also. They are conducting again. Board is conducting again the meeting, but still quorum is not coming and attending the meeting. What they can do? Quorum is not present at the adjourned meeting also. Within half an hour, the members present shall be quorum. So what is the step they can take? What is the option they are having? The option they are having is they cannot wait for the quorum to come and present in the meeting. Who are the members present at the quorum, at the meeting, they can be called as the quorum. Okay, so if the quorum members are not presenting within the half an hour, 10 the time has given, 10:30 the quorum members are still not presenting at the meeting. So whoever attend the meeting, whoever are present in the meeting, members present, whoever are present in the meeting, they can be called as quorum. They can have their quorum with the members present and they can start the meeting. Understand?